This is why I say some of y'all want the wedding, but you don't actually want the marriage.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stranada. Here is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. Alright lovelies, let's dive into the video.
We talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy. When you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. You know, we can get through this. And he's so encouraging and everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, you know, not putting in effort like we did when we were in the beginning of our relationship, like any other marriage. He doesn't beat me, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't take money from me, but he downplays my emotions. I don't think he fully understands me. How do you leave the good guy? I'm having like an internal battle right now because like I want to leave. I want to file divorce papers and I want to freaking run to Maine or something. I mean, am I the crazy one?
Lady, I'm gonna give you a word of advice. Before you leave, I want you to go on TikTok, go to the search box, right? And type in woman regret divorce. Just type that in. Woman regretting the divorce. Women regret divorce. Just type that into the search box, lady. And then make another video and tell me how you feel about what you're thinking about doing. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. You lucky you got that one. Ain't a lot out there for you, lady. What you going to be competing with? Believe me when I tell you. Go into the search box and type that in. And then make another video. And then I'm going to respond.
You just don't fucking understand. And I don't think I'm supposed to. How do I leave a good guy? You don't leave a good guy. It's that simple. People think relationships are just so easy and peachy keen, and they think everything's supposed to be perfect at all times, so they're just willing to leave. She just sat here on camera and babbled on and on how good this man is. And still she's trying to figure out a way to leave? Leave that man alone. If he's willing to try with you and you're just so willing to leave, I'm praying for that man because he needs to find better. Like, it's making me mad because her caption says, how do you leave a good guy? And she's crying on camera. Why are you leaving a good man, Savannah? He's a good man. He literally does nothing wrong. He does nothing wrong. And you still get left. This is 2024, y'all.
I'll smack the shit out you right now. Ladies, just go ahead, keep on scrolling. Man, do it ever feel like, for all the fellas out there, do it ever feel like good is just not fucking good enough? You want advice on how to leave a good guy that you're married to? Do you hear how fucking delusional that sounds? When y'all signed up for marriage, what the fuck did you think it was? You thought it was just gonna be all good, no bad, all ups and no down? This is why I say some of y'all want the wedding, but you don't actually want the marriage. And her video isn't the first video that I've seen like this. I came across another video where a woman was like, her husband treats her good, he does nothing wrong, but it's still not fucking good enough. Even the comments, look at this. We all married to the same man. Works, provides, no abuse, but he don't love us. We don't feel loved. It's a friendship, roommate, situationship. Why the fuck would he get married to you, be married to you for all these years and take care of you if he don't love you? Like, ladies, do you hear yourself? We went from a time where women used to just pray to God for a good man. Now we're in a time where women get a good man and good is still not good enough.
There's been a lot of conversation lately about women leaving good men or women walking away from a man that's a quote unquote good man. And I think a part of the problem is that a lot of men define themselves as good men and they actually aren't. These self-proclaimed good men think that they are because they don't cheat on women or beat on women. But it takes more to being a good man than not doing those things. And just because a man is a quote unquote good man doesn't mean he's the good man for you. Some of these quote unquote good men don't respect women. They weaponize their incompetence. They don't take care of their children. They're disrespectful. They consume manosphere red pill content all day and they think that women are beneath them. I feel like the men who are acting as if women are being too picky or we're looking for the perfect man if we don't want the quote unquote good guy, it's the same energy as saying for them to settle. It's like the saying goes, give a man 10 women and he'll keep looking. Give a woman 10 men and she'll choose. They want you to choose out of this small batch of men and say, hey, out of these 10 guys, which one do you want? Yeah, but there's more than 10 guys out there. And even if he's the nicest out of the 10, doesn't mean that he's what I want. These men want single women to say close enough. He's good enough. He'll do. But that's not what men say. They take their time. They're in no rush to find what they want, but they want to rush you along. They want to make you feel like you're up against the clock. You're running out of time. Your childbearing years are over. That's why they try to tell you that after 25, you're no good and all that. They have a vested interest in trying to hurry you up and picking one of them because they know if you actually took your time, they wouldn't even get picked.
Know what I'm doing? Scrolling early in the morning. And them comments in below is eating, and then some dudes are just so confused. So I'm gonna have to explain this. So in her comment section is like 50-50. Women is saying she's validated. Then the dudes are like, what the hell? We can't win for nothing. Okay. And I read a quote and it says, a nice guy isn't always a good guy. And a guy that is a good guy isn't always for you. Something like that in that nature. But here's to explain it, man. I'm actually currently dealing with that. Something physically draining, like is fucking with me. That is a good person, but I'm a good person too. And when did I stop having feelings and emotions just because this person is good? And just because this person is good, don't make them good for me.
Been manipulated because he's a good guy. He's trying to fight for his relationship, maybe because he loves you. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You should leave that man and let him be with a woman that actually loves him, because clearly you don't. And the crazy thing is, this man is taking care of 3 kids that don't belong to him. See, people like you give these losers online ammunition to be like, see, that right there, that's why you don't get you a single mom, because they do shit like that. Because now you see what you did? They about to get on this app and they're about to go on a whole single mother slander because your ass want to get on here some fake tears and this bullshit ass story.
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy? When you say, I want a divorce, and he's like,
y'all, the internet is in an uproar because of this topic. I mean, you got men saying this is what you talk about. You can't never please a woman. You want this, you want that. What do you want? What's going to make you happy? Then you have women being like, the grass is greener, girl. Celebrate yourself. Love on yourself. We have all these things. We have all these opinions. I'm going to say this. Because I'm a type of person that doesn't do a polarizing type of opinion, we're going to break it all down. And guess what? I'm going to serve you up with a dose of piping hot truth. That's what we're going to do. This can be approached from so many angles. And here's the thing. Multiple things can be true. Let's just get that. That's the overarching theme of this. Multiple things can be true. Let's talk about this first narrative. Divorcing the good guy, okay? Unfortunately, in society, in order for you to leave a marriage, apparently you have to be physically abused, maybe mentally and emotionally abused. But even that, you know, or the person needs to be cheating on you or having a whole nother family. It needs to be extreme things for you to be divorced nowadays, or that's what people think. Okay. Or even people that go through all those horrible things, they wear that as a badge of honor and they tell people, you know, I've been through a lot. That was also your choice. Okay. What a person can deal with in a relationship is all about capacity. Okay. And if we are talking about capacity, we know there are different things that can hold different things. There are different strengths. As humans, we all have different strengths and weaknesses, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. Okay. So to say a person should do something or should be following said steps because you feel that way, you are not that person. Okay. Maybe homegirl has the capacity to deal with her husband beating on her and, and they work through and they go to counseling and he works on himself and they're able to be stronger. But if someone gets hit the first time and they leave, they're not any less strong. Do you get what I'm saying? It's all about what you feel you can deal with. Okay. I don't feel like this woman should be shamed because she feels like she wants to have a divorce. Here's the thing. Many of us have been in loveless marriages and loveless relationships. Many of us have sat in those relationships for years just because it's comfortable and it's cushy. That does not mean you need to stay in that relationship. That does not mean that said relationship is just going through a hard time or a rough patch. Sometimes, and I hate to say this, sometimes people get in relationships, especially, we ain't gonna put no gender on it. Sometimes you get in a relationship with somebody who meets and exceeds any expectation that you ever thought you were going to get in a person, right? You get said person, that person is always giving in the relationship. And you like, cool, I ain't really got to do much. And this person's going to just keep giving. That is a breeding ground for complacency. That is a breeding ground for you to feel like you don't need to do anything to keep this person. Oftentimes, those people that keep giving in relationships, oftentimes are people pleasers. And those people pleasers oftentimes are doing that to earn approval, love, all that, because there's a narrative that has been told to those people. You're not enough. Okay? That's one thing. But in that type of scenario that I'm talking about, both parties need to work on their ish. If you are a people pleaser, you need to go sit on somebody's couch to work on that. If you have gotten to a place in your life where you're so complacent, where you're just letting life happen to you, you need to go sit on somebody's couch too. So in this scenario where people are ragging on this lady, saying that she is just ragging on this man because he's the good guy, he may be good to some because he's not doing those horrible things that society deems horrible, but he could still be a terrible partner. He could still be deemed as a partner who doesn't show up. He could still be deemed as a partner who gets in a relationship and feels like, let me just settle in and not feel like there's any work or anything that needs to happen. Now with the threat of divorce, now you want to go to therapy. Now you see the problem. Now you want to go to marriage therapy. Now you're saying we can work through this, when all along I've been telling you little stuff here and there for years that have been bothering me. Now you want to go? Now you want to sit in front of that therapist and say, I want my family? Sorry, I'm getting very passionate about this because it's giving deja vu. But no, I've been at you. I've been at your heels for years. And that's maybe what this lady was doing. She might have been at her husband's heels for years. And now because of the threat of divorce, where she's saying, I am fed up, I am done. Now he's ready to show up. And hey, maybe she's doing this because she's trying to threaten him. We don't know their relationship. We get a few minutes of her life. We get a peek, and she's sharing what she's sharing, and she's only giving one perspective. But I'm going to say this to both parties. If you are in a relationship, I'll sound like a commercial where you just got in a car accident. If you or someone you know, but if you or someone you know are in a relationship and either said party is not happy, and both partners or one has become indifferent to each other, or you feel like you are miserable and you are suffering long through it, baby, you ain't got to stay. You can go. You can go. And oftentimes, again, deja vu, the other partner, they were ready to go too. They just didn't have the balls to pull the plug. Okay? Maybe homeboy wants to really go, but he feels like being the good guy, and the admirable guy is to say, let's go to therapy. But I say, I'm off that. And lady, if you're off it, be off it. And sir, if you're watching and you're feeling like, well, actually I was trying, she just wasn't good enough for her. Sir, you can leave too. Get what you need. And guess what? Why don't everybody just work on themselves? That'll be great. Yeah.
We talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy. When you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. You know, we can get through this. And he's so encouraged.
I will genuinely never understand this mindset. But of course, this is like a 2-minute video. So what else does she have to say?
Everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, you know, not putting in effort like we did when we were in the beginning of our relationship, like any other marriage. He doesn't beat me, he doesn't do anything.
Women fall in love with the process of falling in love, and sometimes not even the person. Let me explain. The majority of women fall in love with the romantic side of a relationship where he's courting you, he's taking you on dates, maybe he's getting you gifts, he's putting in all of this effort to get you. And you expect him to continue this effort when life smacks you in the face, and it's an unrealistic expectation. Women have been brainwashed into believing that it's supposed to be Disneyland movie all of the time, and he is supposed to spend 95% of his time making you happy alongside working 60 hours. Maybe you added some kids in there, maintaining a house, and all of the things that they don't show you in a Disneyland movie. And the other part about it is so many women sit on the internet all day long and see everybody's highlight reel of what relationships are supposed to be like, so they start to believe that the grass is supposed to be greener on the other side. It is not manipulation if a man wants to work out a relationship with you. You should be thankful, because the majority of men that have an ungrateful partner at home would leave your ass and leave you with absolutely nothing and not want to try at all. And I can promise you the dating scene that you think is going to be better is not going to be. It's the same story every single time. These women put unrealistic expectations on the men. Well, they still don't put in the same effort. They're not having as much sex. Maybe they're not cleaning the house as much. They're not even doing the same things they did to get a man, to keep a man. And the biggest mistake that women make is that they don't go for compatibility, or if they even like this person, they're so focused on, oh, he bought me flowers. Oh, he took me on a date. Oh, he spent $500 on me. They are never looking at the person for who he is rather than what he's doing in the relationship. And then they fuck themselves because they wake up next to somebody after 10 years and they're like, who the fuck did I marry? Because we don't get along. I don't like anything about this person. The person that he really is isn't the person that I fell in love with. And it's because you fell in love with the idea of him and not for who he actually is. Okay, bye.
I'm a marriage counselor, but I just have to show you one more clip that just really exposes what's going on.
Because I'm so unhappy with myself that I will nitpick him and tear him apart. So if I stay...
At this point, this is no different than a guy not being happy where he is in his life, and he sabotages the relationship with the woman that's willing to grow with him. I don't know what it is about some of you, but if you're not happy with your life, you project that onto your partner, and you expect your partner to fix what is going on inside of you. That is impossible, and no one will ever be able to accomplish that goal. Or we just have a situation here of someone thinking the grass is greener on the other side. You go through the comment section, all the women are, yes, I know how you feel. I just don't feel loved anymore. What else do you want a man to do if they're doing everything that they're supposed to do? Because he wants to sit on the couch? Because he wants to relax at times? Do y'all think this is a movie? Because it's not. This is the real world. Now, I can understand if the dude was treating her like trash, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, but he's even attempting to put the work in to figure it out. But you can sit up there and acknowledge the fact that you aren't happy with yourself, so you project it onto him. So let's imagine how he feels knowing that she wants him to fix something that's wrong with her.
So, lovelies, apparently this young lady wants to divorce her husband. She's been in a relationship for a very long time. And on the other hand, she said that the husband is actually a nice person, a nice guy, like everything a woman wants. But she feels as if she's been manipulated not to actually be in that, or not to leave the relationship. But deep down inside of her, she feels that she is suffocated inside the relationship. She is not, getting what she was getting when the relationship was up front, in times of maybe the guy was once a hardworking person. The guy was, someone that provides and all of that. But now it's as if this guy, something has actually turned around bad for him. He no longer, he no longer provides the way he provides before. He's lazy, and but he still don't take things from her. He still don't beat her up and all of that. So maybe apparently this guy must have lost his job or something. But one thing I have to put on this, like my own take on this, is that I feel that this relationship need some kind of maybe a separation, not a divorce. Like, in marriage, sometimes you want to, like, not to see your partner often. Like, you people, you want to, like, have your own safe places. That's why there's some relationship whereby this wife have their own room, the husband have their own room, all of it. So sometimes you feel like you just want to have your own safe place. You want to, like, find yourself again, rejuvenate yourself again, and still come back to your partner. I feel she's now being suffocating in the said relationship. I know a lot of guys are bashing her, like, what is it that these ladies want? If you see a good guy, you don't want to be with this good guy. If you see a bad one, you will also complain about the bad guy. The thing is that there is some good relationship that is suffocating. Like, maybe it all started with all fun, all, everything was just rosy and all of that. And at the end of the day, these people are now being too comfortable with each other. So there is nothing more to spark the relationship. There is nothing more interesting in the relationship. It's just the everyday same lifestyle, maybe everyday wake up and same lifestyle. Then it makes the relationship broad. That's why sometimes I advise people on my own experience, like if you feel that you're getting too bored with your partner, I really do not, like this divorce type of thing. But if you think it's something that you can do, you can just go for it. But sometimes in a relationship, marriage, and all of that, it's so good when you could just introduce something new in your relationship. You can just decide with your partner to go to your separate ways. And I'm not talking about divorce. You could just okay, let me just go to another state, start up something. Then we can have something like a distance relationship that might even spark the relationship again. And this happened a lot with partners that have been in a very long relationship. So they get too used to each other, they become bored of each other, they want to just maybe try out something new out there. They want to explore again. And divorce, why I actually frown at divorce is when it involves the child. Maybe when you guys have had children, this divorce of a thing often affects the children involved. It doesn't even affect the individuals, but the children, it affects them. And because of this, these kids will grow not so perfectly and all of that. And this is something that I wouldn't want for any kid. So instead of you to maybe divorce, if you feel that you can still manage the relationship, you could just go for a separation of maybe 3 years, 1 year, 6 months. It all depends on when you want to clear your head before you go back to the same relationship. You could just try that first, and you feel that it's still working, then that is when you feel that, okay, I think the time for us to have a divorce is here. Then that's when you can just bring it up. And the way she's saying it, it's as if the guy has been a very good person, but probably at the long run, he has become, just there trying to live for the day and all of that. And most women get so bored of that. Most women will not even take it, even if you were a good guy. So this is just my own sense. Why not just leave your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video? And I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.